Yep. Yeah. So the game after that Battle of Britannia, the second Stoke game was the Marc Bircham game was set up, but
Marc Bircham.
It was. I think I was injured, so they've gone up there, and I think you can look at this as well. At the final whistle, Simon Royce, the goalie, gets attacked by a couple of Stoke fans. He's in the goal, and it all kicks off with fans running on the pitch and fighting. So lucky I weren't there then, really. And then I think it was like on the Monday, we're in the showers, and Jake Cole, the young goalie, the second goalie, was giving, I run on the pitch, and I booted him right on the floor and booted him in the head, this fan. Oh, did you now? So I've got this. So the next game was away, and me and Kev were injured, and we were with the physio, the second physio, and we're like, right, if anyone asks, we're on the fucking bike or the running machine. So what we do, get our mate, Liam, to ring Jake Cole and pretend he's the police. So he's on the coach, right? So we told him we texted him the script what to say. So he's like, hello, Mr. Cole, it's the Met Police. We're in conjunction with the Staffordshire Police, whatever it was. Just to let you know, we're going to be arresting you at GBH. There's going to be 2 plainclothes policemen waiting in the Marriott Hotel when you get there. Please don't make a scene. Can you just go straight up to them and they'll take you into custody? He's like, and it's all recorded. It was pretty. He's like, am I not going to be able to play tomorrow? He went, well, it'll be looking like you won't be able to play for 5 to 7 years, Mr. Cole. So we're like, yes. And so he's like, and he went, shall I tell my mum? Right? He's only about 20. So you better tell the manager. He said, well, Mr. Cole, I think you probably should go tell the manager. Are you with him there? So it goes down to Ian Holloway. Gaffer, I'm being arrested. They're taking me at the hotel. Like, you could tell his voice is going absolutely buzzing. And so Ollie, take one of my players over my dead body. You get them on the phone. Hang up. So now we're buzzing. We're like, quick, Kev, let's get in the gym. So now we leave the phones. We're in the gym. We come out. Now we've got like 38 missed calls each one of us, right? And we're listening to the voicemail. So now Gareth Ainsworth rung Kev. Martin Ronalds, Birch. What you done? He's losing his shit. Ollie's losing his shit. He's gone. And all he could have done about, can you get them on the phone? And like Terry, the secretary, you tell them they're not taking one of my players without telling me. So he said, they're ringing all sorts of police stations and everything, right? So he'd go and we don't know what you're talking about. I was on the running machine. Kev, don't know. I was on the bike. Asked the physio, Bobby. So like you play. Yeah, they've been in the gym all the time. They've not been on the phone. So fucking brilliant. So they're giving it up, but just admit to it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're... So that's not the best. They get to the hotel. Ollie bursts off the coach. So in reception, there's 2 businessmen in suits. And he goes up to him, you're not fucking taking that. You're not taking that. They're for a conference. Don't know what you're talking about. So buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Right? So now the kid's white as a sheet. They said, I don't know if he even was involved in the squad the next day because he'd gone. But in my head, brilliant. So like Monday morning, he calls in the office, Ollie. What you doing? Like, you want to leave this team? What you do? I mean, what are you talking about? That's a young lad's life you're messing with. You could have messed with his head. Something could have happened. I went, I've got to admit, I'm disappointed. Even what are you disappointed about? I'm disappointed I weren't involved in the best prank ever. That was different class. And how haven't I thought of that? And he's like, you'll find 2 weeks' wages. Like, let me discuss that with the PFA rep first. Hello, Mark. Yeah, I'm the PFA rep. Yeah, that's not allowed, Ollie. I'm the PFA rep. What are you finding me 2 weeks' wages for? For doing that call? Where's your proof? Like, no, you just can't make up that I've done this call when I'm saying I haven't. So I'll get GT on the phone. I'll get Gordon. We'll speak to Gordon. Get out!
Got away with it.
Got away with it. But, well, Kev fucking stitched me when he went in there. So Kev done his normal line. All I'm saying, it wasn't me. You do the maths.
That's incredible. Tim Swallows-esque in it. That is incredible. Superb.
Did you get on with Holloway?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. He's like a family member to me now, really, especially working with him as coaching wise and everything. He's just really top bloke.
Best manager you worked under?
Yeah, for me.
Is it?
Yeah, best manager that I worked under, as in, because he'd get a team to play for him and he could win games, and he's won stuff as well. But not only that, he was just, as an individual, just a great guy. And like that's where coaches and managers get it wrong. You just be honest to players. If you don't fancy a player, don't drag them along. Just say, look, I don't fancy you, but if you get a chance, it's your shirt to keep. And then so many, I've played and coached under so many people that lie. You just get found out, and then you lose the squad once you start lying or turning back on your word. It does go the other way, where you can just be honest. And what people forget, treat people how you want to be treated when you're as a manager or coach. Like, it's not that long ago you was a player, and if that would have happened to you, what would your reaction been? Like, some people complain about players sulking and all that, but if you've done the dirty on them a little bit, some
Speak
players
about it all the time, don't we? I need to ask you about the playoff final. Who was it against?
Cardiff. Cardiff.
Because obviously we've had Tom Williams as version of events.
I think I attacked him in the showers naked.
You
For not
were
squaring it.
naked, or he was naked?
And he's a good mate,
both
Tom.
naked.
But again, it's like, I think me honesty, Tourette's, I couldn't keep it in. Mike, was it in the showers or was it in the... No, it was in the showers because Tim Breaker was like, leave it, don't fucking leave it. Like, you're on loan, you're going back to Birmingham, we're stuck in fucking League One. Because he said, yeah, I'll see him in there. I asked him, Tommy, so I've gone, Tommy, do you see Furs in the middle? And he went, yeah, but I've run all that way and I thought it was worth a shot. So I was expecting him to say no. And then, but of course, like, that's just after the game, and like, he's a good lad, Tom, and we're mates still now. But yeah, in the final, I was just devastated a bit because it was the build up to the game as well, because they'd done the fire alarm, didn't they, at the hotel? Well, me and Kev didn't wake up. We could have been burnt alive if there was a fire. We weren't getting up for anything. Then at like 9 o'clock in the morning, it was like Only Fools and Horses Coach Busters. My family coach. I think my dad went a bit cheap on it, but in the semi-final to Oldham, the coach didn't have a toilet, so I've upgraded now to the toilet. But the coach caught on fire on the M4 on the way down there, so they're like, the coach's on fire, they're going to send another one, we don't know it's going to be getting there on time. So I've rung Talk Sport and said, look, my family coach is on fire, they can't get, so QPR fans picked him up in 2s and 3s. The Gallon coach, which was like 5-star, it had DVD, but it had plasma screens on there before they was invented. Don't worry about that. They've stopped and picked some of our lot up, and they all got there in QPR.
So
all fans stopped and picked them up. And so then after the game, they could send the coach down there. So a bit like that, I got pissed off. We were banned from singing the national anthem. So it was in Cardiff, weren't allowed to sing God Save the Queen. So to be fair, me and Clark sung it standing there before the game because that annoyed us. We roughed up Robert Earnshaw as well a bit before because he scored a hat-trick against us before. And if you look at that's another bad thing I done. Yeah, so there was a... looking for, so it was like in the tunnel. I think I said, look, we're getting here to Danny Shittu. And he's like, well, I went, just follow my lead. No, I said to him, no, I don't care what happens today, I'm just going to fucking look to break your legs or break you. It's bad, like, and then in the first couple of minutes in the game, every time the ball goes out, I'm in Earnshaw's ear, like, you're going to get it. If I don't get it, my man's going to get you. And I went, just grunt shit when I point you. So, like... And he had a nightmare, to be fair to him, but it kicks us...
You got him?
Oh, yeah, but then, fucker, come on, Andy Campbell scored the winner in extra time for him, didn't he, later on? So, but yeah, we got into him. But looking back, I just... Like, now I'll be disgusting myself saying that, but then part of me was saying I might do the same
part
again.
Of the game. Like,
yeah,
part of the
I don't
game.
think you ever forget me, Rob, about that, because...
What was your delivery? Are you, like, was it spoken and sinister, or was it shouted?
No, it was spoken.
Yeah, I think that would be the worst.
That's the worst.
The fact that you say it so calmly.
Yeah.
You're fucking getting it today, mate.
Yeah. No, it was a bit aggressive, but then I was always in his ear for the first couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And then if I would have done it or not, that's why I get disappointed myself, because if I would have done it or not, it's a different thing if I had that chance.
What, you're questioning that yourself?
Yeah. I'd like to say I wouldn't do it. I was only just saying it but if it come down to it, to win the game or not, I probably would have if I look back on it. which I get disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Like if it was a tackle, if someone said to me, "You've got to top him," and then you could have won that game without question, no problem, done. But look back on it now, and you think you're injuring someone. That's someone's career. But at the time, it's just. And
at all costs.
I didn't top anyone really in my career to only the Cav one, but I didn't top him. I didn't go right. I'm doing you.
Yeah.
It was just I wanted to put in a hard tackle on him, but I wanted to win that bad, even more for QPR, but just in general in games, I would do stuff to win games and look back and think that's probably a bit bad.
By the way, your keeper can't be getting lobbed from there, can he?
For me, I was only staying on to take a penalty because I needed ankle up, and then I stopped it for the last month of the season. And literally, that was the Sunday, Bank Holiday Monday. I had the op on the Tuesday, and then fucking Sky Sports was stuck on replaying the game on the Tuesday, and it was just all summer building up to it. But it was lucky because the chairman pulled us at the dinner afterwards and said if we went up, we'd have probably gone administration again because we couldn't afford it because we owed so many club pay-ons or bonuses because we owed Birmingham for Furs, we owed Watford for Palmer and Chris Day, owed I think it was Huddersfield or Barnsley for Kev, owed Birmingham for Tommy Williams. That we promised so many clubs if we get promoted we'd give you that we wouldn't have been able to afford
I'm thinking you're not going to get promoted, so it's one of them.
So we didn't get promoted, and then we got Martin Rowlands and Gaz the next year, and Tony Thorpe and Jamie Currett, and we become a better team. So then when we did go up, and we took it all out on Blackpool that first game of the season, I think we won 5 or 6-0 the first game of the season, and then we went up, and then we was a better team, and then we should have gone up again, but they didn't back us. I think we was 7th or 8th in the league. And then we literally had that many injuries. The youth team players they released, that to call them back when they hadn't played football for 3 or 4 weeks to be in the squad for the last 6 weeks of the season, getting games and playing because we didn't have enough players. That's in the Championship. So that's probably my biggest regret, that we didn't have a board that could give us money to then. You look back at it now, where we was, and where the transfer window shut in March or whatever, if they would have had some sort of investment, we would have gone up that year. And Furs was like unbelievable. I think it was 36 at that time, and he scored 20 odd goals. So yeah.
Should have just squared it.
Yeah, so that was fuck off, Tom. No, but he gets it. I feel sorry because he gets that all the time, and he was he still gets it all the time for QPR fans. But
he seems to embrace it now.
Yeah, but you forget it was an unbelievable run. He's run the length of the pitch, and then. Yeah, he should have squared it, but then Andy Thompson missed the one-on-one. We was the better team as well. And like you think all the thousands that Cardiff were promised and what they were paying. But then again, Cardiff come in for me afterwards. So Sam and Man was always trying to buy me when he was at Wimbledon, and we played in that league game at Cardiff. He was paying ball boys tenors to kick me. And to throw stuff, like literally to kick me on the pitch. Oh, love you, Bertie, baby. And he was always trying to sign me. And then we went up and he offered me literally more than double my money. And then I said to Sam, I can't go with you. You just beat us in the final. So I went, I can't ever live myself. I'd done that. And then they bought Richard Langley instead.
What were Gaz like, Ainsworth?
Yeah, brilliant. Because I still reminded him fucking celebrate with Cardiff in the huddle because he was suspended, and so we played with Cardiff in the final, beat us, and then come to us afterwards. But he was a great lad.
Could you see him being a manager?
No, not at all. Fuck me, he didn't even know we changed formation in games. We'd have to tell him on the coach on the way home because I don't fucking know. I'll just run up and down and cross it. Don't matter if it's in whatever formation. Did we? And then because I was a midfielder, he never ever used to fucking set it back. I'm like, Gaz, set it back. Don't call for it, Birch. You confuse me. Don't. So he used to flick it up a bicycle, kick it. And he used to have preconceived ideas of what he was doing before he got the ball. So he's in his head, I'm going to run down the line and cross it. There'd be 8 people marking him. He's running down the line and crossing it. He wouldn't, I'm going to have a shot here. And then because he scored them 2 worldies at Rushden, but you forget about the 30 other shots he had after that because you think he could score in that season. But yeah, a great lad, and he fitted in perfectly to our group. We had a left back called Gino Padula, an Argentinian lad, long hair, and he was all right, and he had some battles with Gaz. But then when we signed Gaz, I mean, every day in training, we'd do pattern of play, and it'd be attack versus defence. So Gaz was against Gino. So this Argentinian long hair, Gaz, it's coming. I used to get it out of my feet. just ping it above his head, and Gaz used to absolutely steamroll him, smash, and he'd be on the floor. Yeah, we'd be like, yes, Gino, this is English football. This is shit. This is shit. This is not football. This is not football. Every day, Gaz used to smash him every day.
That's who kept Willow out the team, innit?
Yeah.
I think we spoke about him.
Yeah.
He still claims he was the English Roberto Carlos.
Well, to be fair, he could cross and strike the ball.
Funny episode, wasn't it?
That was a player final, so we didn't go up, but it turned out it probably worked out better for us in the end.
Yeah.
But fuckers wouldn't let us sing national anthem. Libby, really.
Canadian, all right.
Well, with anyone. I can adapt to what. To be fair, and then the national anthem for Canada, I learnt off of South Park. So it was like a Terence and Philip special, and Terence and Philip were Canadian, didn't they? And they sang the national anthem, and it was a bouncing ball. And I'm like, fucking recorded that, I recorded it, learnt the national anthem. So I was the only one that really used to blast it, and it was a bit of a piss take, really, because not Canadian.
Were
one
you
little bit.
at QPR when you first called?
Mill. Because again, there's another one. I got a death threat when I was with Canada, like a proper one. So.
With Jerry Taggart, were it?
No, this is like a proper. This ain't verbal.
Sinn
So
Féin.
this is a bullet with my number on it, initials. Not my phone number. That'd be a massive bullet. But yeah, so because of the Guinness Book of Records, and they made a bit of a big deal. Me going back to Canada, we was playing Guatemala, and then it was the Canadian Cup. So it was us at Iran, Guatemala, and Ecuador. And we played Guatemala, and then the next day, like mine's the last room to get to the lift, and there's an armed guard there. I'm thinking, we're playing Iran, must be something to do with that. They're good. These are good enough as being Yanks. There's always a bit of a problem. So left it, played Iran. So the next day's a day off. There's 2 guards there, and now one's following me about. Everywhere I go, I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I to Canada, I flew mum and dad out there, it's in Edmonton. And I'm like, want to go shopping? No, you can't go shopping. I was like, what? No, you got to come with us. So like a group of us going shopping, I can go with mum and dad. No, you can't. I went, what's going on? Well, have they not told you? It's been a threat to your life. And I was like, yeah, no, that's one. And they're like, no, there's been a letter and there's been a bullet with your name and initials on, and they're going on about you living off the fat of the land, you're not Canadian, blah, blah, some mentalist geezer. So like he was taking us to this big shopping mall, like looking under the car for that, clearing shops out. So like me, Jimmy, we pretended we was a boy band, a new boy band. Clearing the shops out, yeah, signing autographs as this new boy band. Like brilliant. And then... So the next day, they're still there, the armed cars. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? There's been another, he sent like a map of the stadium and around there where he could shoot me and get me. I'm like, so I go to walk on the bus to go to the game. Like, whoa, no, you're in the armed vehicle behind. I went, I don't have to play that much. She's a fucking friendly. So I'm in the armoured vehicle, go a different way, and then I wasn't allowed out for the warm-up.
See, if that had been someone else, you'd have had a fucking bag, wouldn't you? And blown the bag up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I'm not allowed to warm up. I'm not allowed to go. I've just got to go out there for the warm-up.
It's good.
Well, they pointed out the police had gunmen there. I went, that's fucking handy. You can shoot him once he gets me. That's great. Could he be a fucking little bit closer? He's like all the way out there.
We were, or were you just...
No, I was a bit...
Ducks back?
Well, a little bit worried because I'm thinking...
There's a difference between a bit of fucking banter and a bullet.
No, it's a friendly. I'm thinking, it's a friendly. I don't need,
But you're really worried, then you're like...
But luckily, you can see it on YouTube. We play Ecuador. The geezer breaks my rib after 5 minutes, so I'm not off at half time. Boy, it's the first time ever I've tried not to run anything off. Yeah, gone. Take me off. Yeah, can't breathe. Yeah, so that was, so I got the death threat there. That was unbelievable experience. Did I keep... No, I couldn't even keep the bullet or anything because they kept it all. So yeah, that was a surreal one.
But South Park for the national anthem.
South Park for the national anthem, Terence and Philip special. So you can look back at that. Oh, Canada. Brilliant.
How many caps did you get?
I think it was about 21 because there were some caps that weren't counted there. We played Saudi Arabia in a different game. Scored against Borussia Dortmund. We played Borussia Dortmund out there. Yeah, so it was about 21, retired twice.
Yeah.
You played some obscure teams, by the way, out there, didn't you?
Do you know what? But like we're playing Guatemala. I'm thinking, Guatemala, we're piss them. It must be shit. Is it even a country? And they're like, no, Birch, we won't win. I was like, shut up. No, it's all crooked. Like, we went, well, what? No. So we go to the hotel, power off. Go to training, power on. Like, take our own food. Like, you had to take your own kit because they nick it all. I mean, so I was taking corners, and I've fucking got hit with a bag of piss, which I can suffer. Next corner, bag of shit. A bag of shit. And I'm thinking, have they shit in the bag or brought it with them?
Fresh.
Like, if they just called one out there, then thrown it, or they're thinking, we're bringing this to the game.
Still warm. It's still warm.
So they got the packed lunch, the sandwiches, and a bag of shit there. Bring that. So that's what I thought when they threw it at me. And then when they talk about linesman, the linesman gave an offside for him, and he's got pelted with everything. He's literally playing like a right winger, the linesman. He's that far on the pitch. And then I think last minute, it's like, some bloke's gone down the box, penalty. Like, we 1-0 up, penalty. I'm like losing my shit. So like after the game, it's 1-0. I'm losing my shit. And the lads are like, well done. I'm like, no, we got a draw. That's like winning 3-0. We got a draw. I'm like, no, they cheated us. No, it's normal. Like, get on with it. Yeah, it's normal. Well, it's a bit like when Trinidad got to the World Cup, because Jack Warner was from Trinidad, from the area. I think they got the most penalties ever at home for a team to qualify. So you look back then and you think, yeah. But it's just an experience to go to these countries. Yeah. But Belize but all of them, really good footballers. Like, unbelievable control. So, like, if you give the ball away in the heat, you ain't getting it back because they're really good players. It's just the defending and the organisation that would let them down. But, like, for that experience, and that made me a better player, because from going from 4-4-2 and we win it back to put them down the channels, then to go away, and then at Mill, the managers used to get they used to get annoyed because I go away because it wasn't international weekends. So when I go away, I'd miss a game, and then when I come back, I swear to God, I only had to play. I'd switch to play. Stop with that international shit, Birch. You're fucking be sick. I've just switched it. 2 touches, one to control, one to put him behind. That international shit. Who the fuck do you think you are? I've just switched it. Or if you played it back. What?
Did any managers ever try and pull you out? Get in your head and say...
Yeah, they... Well, to be fair, because we was in League One, if I went away, Millwall with Rhino used to be, if you won, the team wouldn't change. And you'd have to wait. It don't matter who you was. If you won that week and you someone's coming back and you're sub. So I used to go away, and in League One we was a better team. So every chance we'd win, I might have to wait 2-3 weeks to get back in the team.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did.
And Tom Williams again said the same thing about Cyprus.
Was it Jacket?
Yeah.
Jacket asked him to pull out, didn't
he? Yeah, but that's with. When Frank Yallop became manager, I wanted to be involved, but then, what was I, 26 then? Or, no, I don't know, what am I talking about? It must have been about 26, 27. I just thought, like, my QPR career is more important, and because I had a dodgy back anyway, it weren't great for me.
So what was the crap with the snake?
The snake, so, to be fair, I only had one ever friendly game for the under-23s, but they was in Olympic qualifiers, and they was in Hershey, which, if you've ever been to Hershey, is famous for chocolate and Amish people. There's nothing to do there. So I think they were bored, and all the players chipped in to fly me out. So I was at Mill, I had a broken ankle at the time, so they flew me out. And then when I got there, I had the disabled room at the bottom, and everything was upside down. So they thought that was great banter. So, brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, so they've done your room?
So they've done my room.
Yeah.
So everything's upside down. So the next day, I'm with Jimmy Brennan, my mate Jason Matteau, and we're in the shopping mall. I've hired a wheelchair for a bit of banter, so they push me around like Little Britain. Get a few girls' numbers while we're in there, stopping, chatting, saying I'm a stuntman, that's why I'm in the normal, working on new James Bond over in America, that's why I'm in the wheelchair. Get a few digits, lovely, and then we go past the pet shop, and then we're like, fucking big boa constrictor in the window. I'm like, we'll get that. What we're going to do? We'll find something to do with it. Yeah, get it. It's like big one. It's must have been about 6-7 foot, the snake. So we go in there, and he's like, have you had snakes before? Yeah, I've had quite a few. Yeah. Quite well. I know I'm well. These are the constrictors. I'm more of a constricting man. I'm not. I think from that point, this geezer ain't got a clue. Do you want me to feed it before you go? Yeah. So like feeds it a rat, pops that, eyes that, eats that. I'm looking at it. It's I don't know how this is going to work out, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
How much did it cost for a snake?
It was like, I think it was like $800. So I think Jimmy and Jason went in with me, and when we negotiated that we can get half the money back if we bring it back. So it's just in a cardboard box. So I'm sitting on it. So we get back to the hotel, and the lads are playing cards up in the room. It's still Terry, who's petrified of snakes. There's about 8 up there playing. So I got in there and gave it, well done, lads. The room was brilliant banter. And I gave it the other one, you play with fire, you'll end up getting burnt, and just threw the snake on the floor right in the hallway. And they're like, yeah, nice one, fake snake, come and it starts like slithering. And then I'll never forget the screams of Paul to this day. The pure delight it gave me, just hearing the girly screams as he's like trying to get up on the wardrobe. I'm like, no, please, and he's like begging, please, but no. So they'd lads lunch before training or something. Right, lads, I'll come and get it after lunch. So they're ringing reception. There's a snake in the room. They're like, yeah, nice one, big. And it's like 17 stories up, so they can't move. So I'm at lunch giving it. It's totally unprofessional how these lads can miss lunch. It's a disgrace. So their manager's going off on one, and I'm just buzzing. So we go back upstairs, and then it's like, yeah, great banter. We've got massive boa constrictor. What do we do with it? So I take it back down to my room because I had a big disabled bathroom, which Canada used half as a kit room. So I'm like, fucking snakes. They have to be warm or cold. I ain't got a clue. So I run a bath and chucked it on the floor, thinking it's got options. Like if it's cold, it gets in, but it's not there. So like, great banter. So that's good. But you forget when you need a piss during the night, you're going for a piss. Fucking snakes in there, so I didn't know that they've got fangs. My fucking calf does now. It's fucking, so it's alright when it's getting.
Did it ever go?
Oh mate, yeah, all the time. I'm going for a piss and like this after a couple of days of like it being annoyed because like the America Olympic team have this American golden eagle, so I bowled in like Jake the Snake. I've got it around my shoulder, and knock on their door, throw it outside as they're coming out. It's a snake. I don't know what you're talking about. A snake. Who's got a snake? So like great banter, but. Then one day, it was like me, Jason Matteau, Jimmy Brown, were playing PlayStation in the room. And the kit man, Kevin Muldoon, he was a Scouser to be fair, he's coming, yeah, I'm getting the balls. And then next thing you know, you hear, and he backs out, and he's clutching his chest and slides down the wall. And he's like sitting on the floor, and I'm like, oh fuck, the snake, I forgot about it. So it turns out the snake was cold and it was curled up underneath the ball bag. So we don't know we've got a snake. So he's lifted up the bag and there's a fucking boa constrictor curled up. And he's had to go to hospital. He's gone to hospital. He had like, don't know if it was a full one, he might have been playing on it. But he's gone to hospital. So we're out, and he was kit man stroke goalie coach. So we was out goalie coach and a kit man for that little tournament. So that's a life lesson. Don't buy a boa constrictor if you don't know how to look after it. Pierced. I didn't know it had fangs. I thought as long as it don't get me. On my calf, I think I've still got a couple there.
I'm thinking that he's taking it back like that night.
Oh no, we had it like it was probably like 6 days or something. I probably should have taken it back when the kit man's had half an hour.
Yeah, probably.
I was off buzzing with that.
There's a bite from a boa constrictor.
Well, if you stick fangs in your calf, it's going to hurt. It's going to chafe a little bit.
See, I won't be going back in after a bite to the calf.
No chance.
I think I'm going to pet shop and saying, look, mate, just give me 25% back. Can you come and get the fucker? Can you come and get the fucker?
Oh yeah, but no, when we was taking it back, so we had a German manager and it was a love-hate relationship with me. So he fucking hated me because I was English and he was German, and he sort of like played me all the time though, but we used to batter me, but he used to call me Gaza, and I used to be buzzing over it. No, he's shit, no, Gaza, the best player in the world. No, he's shit, unprofessional, he's shit. No, he's the best player in the world. Go on, Gaza. So then he hated me, and then so he come to watch the game, and then we're taking it back to the pet shop, so it's in the box. And it was Easter. I'll never forget. It was Easter. Oh, have you got a bunny rabbit in there? It's Easter. No, mate, no bunny rabbit. No,
a bunny rabbit.
Okay, it's not. No, it's a bunny rabbit. I want to see. So he's opened the box up, and the snakes come up, and so we're like. He's like, oh, don't let the snake get out. So now the box has dropped, and like we've had to get it back in the box, and like the manager's thinking like, you're an imbecile. Yeah, like, you've got a snake. What you doing with it? Nah, don't worry about it. Then we took it back to the pet shop.
Give us half the money back.
400 retainer. Jesus.
Man. Were you disappointed when Holloway left them?
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end for me, really, at QPR, because I think the next day they called a press conference well, Leicester asked to speak to him, which QPR said yes, but then the Italian owner thought that was a done deal, so he went to Leicester and then didn't agree it and didn't go. So then the Italian owner's giving it, it's like cheating on your wife going to speak to another girl. I don't know why these allergies come in.
That's like one of Holloway's
Yeah,
favourites.
exactly. But that's what he said. You've cheated on us. You've got to go. So they put him on gardening leave. So my argument was, everything you've done for the club, sack him, pay him up, don't put him on gardening leave. So then I didn't go to the press conference, and it was Kev. Kev went because he had to, and then with Gary Waddock, the new one. So I refused on that. So then me and the owner, Gianni Palladini, then we started falling out, and then. Yeah, he messed up a few. They wanted to get rid of me in the summer. There was a deal to Leeds when Wise was at Leeds, and they doubled the money on the deal. There was a joint deal for me and Shitu. Shitu had a 50% sell-on to Charlton. So what they'd done, they doubled my money up, so they wouldn't have to. So I think it was like 2 million altogether, but I think it was 1.5 for me, and it's going to be 500 for Shitu. So it was 1.5 for Shitu, but 500 for me. And then what he'd done, we was on the way out there, he doubled the money to Leeds. So Leeds went, we're not paying that. Another one was Leicester, where on the way up there he doubled the money, what they wanted transfer fee. So then I come back and said, no, I ain't going anywhere. I didn't want to go anyway. I was only going to do it to be polite and see what they come up with. And then they wanted to sell me. I didn't go at a pre-season. They all went out to Italy, and then we played, was it Bristol Rovers or Bath? And I played myself up front, and I scored that trick. Absolutely buzzing. So they left quite a few of us behind, Lomas and all that. And then they're like, Birch, I'm going, no, I'm playing up front. Today I'm John Byrne. And I went up front to score that trick. And then I done an interview for The Sun, and then I said, I think I've been betrayed with what they've told me. And then it was like, what a betrayal in The Sun. And then they get a call because they've had an absolute stinker in Italy. Right, you're back.
Did you get left behind or refused to go?
No, left behind. Left behind. I refused to go Hull because they accepted a bid at Hull. I'm like, you move your family to Hull, fuck that.
To be fair, mate, there's some lovely places outside Hull.
Yeah, there's lovely places outside London. But I didn't want to go. So then they rang me out and said, you're back in the squad, you have to do an apology. I ain't doing an apology. So then it was like, then Ollie got the Plymouth one, they come in for Plymouth, and then the club accepted, and then I said, look, the only other club I'm going to play for this year is QPR Reserves. I don't care. I'll stay. I'll get back in the team. Anyway, got back in the team. And then so me and the chairman was a bit frosty because he'd always change his mind. But then John Gregory come in, and I got on well with John. And he hated my mate Kev. Kind of hated him. But he would always play me even though I was injured. I got fractures in my back, so it was starting to really play on my hamstrings. I needed to get it fused, and it was going to be like a year out for the operation. I've kept trying to get away with it, and then I would come in and do well, but I had to get it sorted. But I thought, I'll just play at the end of the season, get another contract and see how it goes. And then again, I was out my hamstring 10 days, and then we played Wolves at home, and it was me and Kev Gallen in midfield, and Wolves had like just come down from the Premier League. We were 1-0 up, and then I hadn't trained at all, and I could feel my hamstring cramping like it was going to go. So I gave it, look, I've got to come off, it's going to go. And then I come off, and then 2 minutes later they scored, and it was 1-1. Then the next game was the FA Cup, so I was going to be rested, I was sub. And then in the chairman's notes, he's absolutely slaughtered me, Gianni, saying like the Wolves game was a great performance against the Premier League team. Shame our so-called QPR fan got out when the going got tough. And I'm like, fucking to John Gregory, is he taking the fuck? I wanted to go out there and see him straight. He's like, Birch, leave it. I've got it, don't worry. So, played that Luton game. I think we got a draw. I come on a sub and got man of the match. I think I come on at half time or even 30 minutes ago, but then got man of the match. So, at QPR, you had to go up the lift to get to the sponsor suite to get your man of the match. As it's gone up there, it's opened at the chairman's suite. And the chairman's gave it to me. They're telling me, fucking hell, you get man of the match because all your family vote. They don't. You could fart and get man of the match. You can do nothing. So, Red Mister's come in. I've got him in a chokehold. So he's up there.
course you have.
So I've just lost it. I've got no. So now he's in front of his family. I'm choking him outside the chairman's suite, giving it, you're fucking ruining this club. You're fucking a disgrace. Like, I'm choking him. Security get him off. His family are screaming, and then I release him straight away, and he goes, "Fuck you, Kevin Gallen." But he starts on Kev in the lift. Brilliant. Kev starts getting abused by the chairman. He's like, "What? It's got nothing to do with me." And I'm fucking like, "You're a fucking disgrace, chairman. You're ruining this club." And then, so I get called in the office on Monday. And John Gregory gets it, "So Birch, maybe could have handled it a bit better." I was like, "Yeah," he went, "I was trying to get you a new deal," but I went, "Yeah, I know." So
That's it.
I went, "That's it, I'm going with my back operation." So I think there was so I had a back operation, not the full one, but a little one. They said I was going to be out 4 months, but I wanted to get back to play my last ever game for QPR. So it was like, I think it was, I'll come back in 6 weeks. The last game was in 6 weeks, so I'm going to make that. And then we stayed up. The lads went to Marbella. I didn't go up Marbella. I stayed and played the reserve game so I could. And to be fair, John Gregory was good because the chairman was saying, "Don't play me." But I was sub, and then he put me on for the last 15 minutes.
On a reserve game?
No, first team game.
First
So
team.
my last ever game for QPR.
Right.
So it was against Stoke.
Big Chanel.
So was that important for you?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have that,
So
that
I could
send
say
off?
goodbye. So, I knew
So
I
it was against
going to-
Stoke as well.
Yeah, against Stoke. Yeah, funny enough. And fucking Furs should have squared it to me. I've played him down the line. I've gone there. It's literally a cutback, and I'm scoring on my last ever game for QPR, and the fucker shot.
What year was this then?
Was that 2007, 2008, 2007? Was it? Yeah. So then I was meant to go to LA Galaxy. So I'd agreed to go to LA Galaxy there. Frank Yallop was manager there. Bex was coming. So this was in the May. Bex was coming in November. I think he was just going to sign me to keep him company with the accent. But yeah, so I was going, that was all agreed there. And then my wife refused to go because she was pregnant at the time. And then knowing that my back was fucked, really. And
Well,
I
there
did-
have been a lot of artificial pitches out there as well.
Yeah,
Wasn't there?
couldn't give a fuck living in LA. You could be as artificial as it wants. But no, but I knew, but deep down I knew I didn't sprint for the last 3-4 years of my career because I thought my hamstring would go or something would go from my back. So I knew I'd had my best years.
Yeah.
And so even if I'd have stayed at QPR, I don't think I'd have enjoyed it. But then went to Yeovil. So your motivation's gone there and it's straight away LA or like Yeovil. So I went out in
And how old are you?
30. So yeah, I was 30. So I went to Yeovil and then I was flying in pre-season because, but still then I worked my nuts off in the summer because I'm giving it right. I'm going to show these my back's all right because I had a couple of deals and the QPR chairman was telling other clubs his back's fucked and all that, and they was just offering me like 6-month deals. So then Yeovil offered me a 2-year one on good money, really good money for Yeovil.
Was this Gary Johnson?
And this Gary Johnson, funny enough, Gary Johnson is like my dad's best mate. Lee's named after my dad.
Right.
So he'd gone, but it was Russell Slade there. I think they still use it as a blueprint to not offer any contracts like that again ever. Because I didn't have a medical, so I'm used as a blueprint. That's what Tim's says. So
We can't do a Bircham
Don't do a
again.
Bircham.
no. They say
Don't do a Bircham
they
again.
honestly say we can't do a Bircham. So we went there and I'd done my hamstring, and I think my first game back was like Boxing Day. So I just couldn't get it right. I was trying everything, and I worked my nuts off that summer. I was super fit coming, and then once that happened, I think it's the beginning of the end. And so I played half fit towards the end of the season. We stayed up at Yeovil, and again I was like, "This is the year. I'm still 30. Worked pre-season, I'm flying. Played the first game of the season, played really well, and in the 89th minute of the first game of the season, I've tweaked my hamstring again. So I've lost my head." So that's like, I've got insurance money, I'm going to do that. Because I'm going to games, and footballing ability, I was really good. I'm going to games, I'm doing like acupuncture, I'm doing eye stretching, I'm doing everything like 4 games. I'm working 4 hours to get myself to make sure I just try and complete the game and not do my hamstrings. And these other fuckers are like playing cards and I'm playing for Yeovil. It's not like I'm in the Premier League, I'm doing all this. No disrespect. Like, and coming from like the club you love where it's more than just football to then just, it's like being a job. I don't need this. So I'm like, Nathan Jones is there. I used to live with Nathan Jones, great lad.
The guy who's been manager and
Yeah, he's at Luton.
Yeah.
Mate, he got massive OCD. So, when I found that out. So, used to live with him. And then, so like, we'd go to training and then I'd be waiting in a car, like, 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is a long time when you're waiting for someone to walk out that door to go, what's this fucker doing? So I've had a little look. He's straightening them up. Every picture, every cushion, turning off every plug, every light. Like everything in the cupboard was lying perfect. So I've got this fucker. So, I've got to go back to the toilet. So I went in there, turned on every light, every plug, messed up everything. So we went to training. You're doing the circle, and I think I gave it away. He went, "You're having one." I went, "Yeah, you're fucking having one. I've turned on every light and every plug in your house. It's an absolute shithole." And he said, "No, you haven't." He had the worst training session I've ever seen. But he went halfway through. He went, "I can't take it." He got in his car, went back, turned it all off. Yeah.
If you've got OCD, a manager's job must be the worst job to have if you've got that.
John Gregory had OCD massively, and I clocked that the first couple of games because he used to have the Lucasades all in the colours and he couldn't have anything on the floor. So I'm the sort of person, if I see like that, I'm buzzing. I'm throwing stuff on the floor. Every time he comes in, I'm mixing up the drinks so they're in different colours. Like he's doing team talks, looking at them all the time. And and then they have to change it.
But that must be the worst role.
It must be worse, like OCD.
Tony Miller's got it, hasn't he? I'm sure he's...
I think a lot of footballers have it because they like their routine.
Yeah.
I don't care. For me, I'm totally opposite. I don't care routines. I like change. It don't bother. But some players, like I think, if they don't have their routine, it messes with their head, doesn't it? Yeah.
Like if you, say, obviously every day there's a chance somebody's late, isn't there? Or for coaches leaving at 1 o'clock. Somebody's 2 minutes late, they must be fucking sat there going off the tits.
Yeah.
When you set off at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I can imagine you'd...
Do you know what, timings, I'm always early. No, I'm never late. I think that comes from the mill days where being late was massive fines. Like massive fines. So if it's half an hour getting, I'll give myself over an hour to get there. So rather be...
If it's 20 quid to be late for a minute, like you're having a bit of fun with it, aren't you?
Yeah,
I think. Like walk onto the bus.
No,
but here you go, Gaffer. There's your 20.
No, Mill weren't. Mill was like half a week's wages. I remember I got done having a car crash. So we played Fulham away league game, and it was no grey areas with Rhino fines. So I remember Fulham away, going for pre-match, driving around the M25. Started really raining. I've hit I just aquaplaned. I hit the central reservation, span out and got wedged into the arch shoulder. Like anyone in the car with me is dead. I'm on my own. So I get out, but because your mind's on the game, like the police are coming, I said, I've got to get to the game. I'm playing Fulham. Like, rang my dad, he's coming to sort out the car. So I rang the manager, look, I can't come to the hotel. I've had a crash. The police are going to bring me straight to the stadium. Yeah, no problem. Get to the stadium, I'm still playing. Get there a bit late. Still playing, played the game, and then after the game he gave it. It's still £300. I was like, you what? I mean, you was late. I was like, what? You missed pre-match. You was late. I was in there, but I crashed my car. He went, was I driving the car? No grey areas. I think it was 350.
I'm not having that.
Yeah, he said no grey areas. So no one's got. He said, who was driving the car? You was driving the car. Ain't my fault. Fine, 350 quid.
See, I'm not having that. I'm
but
going ballistic at that, man.
But I crashed the car.
I once made up that I did a car crash.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Yeah, but well, look, but the way you run the shit, there was no grey areas.
Yeah, I see that.
I understand.
So no one could have an argument.
But there's got to be a little bit of fucking give and take, isn't there? If you have a car crash, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but then, like you said, with QPR, we had the fine, so we used to be buzzing over it when people got fined.
For the Christmas kitty?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So was it this Yallop that got you into your culture? Did he help you out?
No, yeah. I went and coached for Chicago with Frank.
Yeah.
At Chicago.
So you've left Yeovil?
I know. So Yeovil, as soon as I left Yeovil, we and Gianni, the chairman, made it up through a mutual friend, and then he offered me the youth team job at QPR. So I went straight back to QPR.
Right, okay.
I've done the youth team. So then youth team.
You did 5 years at QPR?
What, coaching or playing? Coaching, yeah. I went straight back there, and I left in 2000 and I think it was 15, and then went to Millwall with Ollie, which.
And you started doing your badges like when you...
Yeah, Ollie got me doing my badges. I was fully qualified with my pro licence at 31.
So you'd all...
I started at 24, 25 because Ollie told me to do it. because he said, look, you'll get back in it.
Even though you were 30, looking at coming out of the game 30, 31, you got that behind you. Like, you weren't starting at 31.
No, I always wanted to be fully qualified for when I needed it, and it worked out well for me that way. But I think because of I knew deep down my back and hamstrings, I couldn't last that long. So that's when I started with Kev, and he kept going to Vegas every year, not doing the assessments. So he ended up not being qualified for anything. I was qualified for the pro license. But yeah, so I just knocked him out back to back.
So in that 5-year period at QPR, is Warnock in at that point?
Yeah, Warnock come in. I thought, because he tried to sign me a couple of times. So to be fair, with that game at Sheffield Wednesday, he kept trying to sign me at the end of the season. And he kept saying, look, QPR ain't got the money, they can't afford you, come sign for me. And then even the last game at Sheffield, hotel phone rung, and then it was Neil Warnock saying, look, that's how much I want you, I'm coming to Sheffield Wednesday to see you play, and hopefully you lose, so you can come sign for us. And so after I turned it down a couple of times, there's another time as well that he wanted to sign me. I thought when he come in as manager, but no, he was good as gold.
So what position have you got whilst he's manager?
So Warnock's coming in on youth team, and then he moved me up to the reserves.
Right.
Yeah. So
did you ever?
Another question.
Did you ever see the Sudocrem come out?
No, luckily I kept away from any sort of Sudocrem. and he was good, Neil. He was good.
Could you see, obviously from not playing for him, could you see why he's been so successful in promotions and stuff like that?
Yes, I can, because what he does, and because you learn off every manager and coach, good or bad, and what he does, he gets anyone who's on loan out their loan and brings them back in. So he feels like them players think that they owe him because, hang on, I've got a chance, I owe him. And then they get his core of players that he knows before and trusts them, like Clint Hill, but bang, so he creates a squad that want to play for him because the players that have been binned, they're back in. Yeah. And then
they all say it though, don't they? All managers say it's a clean slate.
Yeah.
It's not though, is it?
It's never.
Of the time.
I think less now because it's more political because you've got directors of football and you've got stuff like that are in charge of players. So if they've got a top commodity as a player that they can get for, even if you don't like him as a coach or manager, you've got to play him and coach him. And especially as they're head coaches now, not managers, it's different.
So from historically, I wouldn't have thought that he'd have accepted to that, being hard to...
I wouldn't.
No, I couldn't, but he made him captain. And then when he made him captain, what was he doing? But it turned out to be a stroke of genius. And things like that, and his man management, and...
That must have been great for you to be part of it again.
Yeah, I first...
getting promoted to the Premier League.
Yeah, so when I first went back, it was Jim Magilton, he was manager, he was a great bloke. Used to lose his shit when they lost, and then... But we played some great football under Jim, and a great bloke, and he got sacked because of the headbutt on Akers Pazaki, which it was at Watford, and they just went head to head, and he sort of pushed him away. But Akos has gave it a bit like me at Stoke, and he's gone back out the changing room. But back then, that's where the press was at Watford, and so he's headbutting me. So luckily, the next day, so it was me and Steve Gallen. We'd done the youth team. We had FA Youth Cup against Southampton. So this is all in that 4-year plan, but because Briatore had final edit, you should see the 4-year plan unedited. Unbelievable. So that documentary. So then they go to a meeting, they're saying, look, we're sacking, so all the staff, all the players, we're sacking Jim Magilton because of the headbutt, and they go to John Gorham, you're going to be the manager. He's like, what? I'm like, I can't because Jim brought me in. I got, no problem, you're sacked. Keith Ryan, you'll be the manager. And Keith Ryan's there thinking, I want to be, but I don't think I can. No problem, you're sacked. Off you go. We get someone to be the manager, and then that night, me and Steve Gallen get the call because the game's against West Brom away live on Sky. So they've just been beat by Watford live on Sky. I think it was 3-1, and then we've got the job for the Sky game. So then we're like, West Brom top of the league. We're going to get pounded. So now Briatore's over, but he wants a meeting. So me and Steve Gannon we've got to stay strong here. We'll pick the team that we want. He's going to want to pick his players, but we can do it in a way where we can pick our team. And I've got to do an interview for Sky, so I come in late. So he's in the room, come in, and I didn't know, they're all, hello, Mr. Briatore, hello, Mr. Briatore. I go, all right, Flav. And I sit down, it's a bit, I've just flabbed him off. So So now he's got his team up on the board. So he's got some crap Italians that he wants playing. Pellicore, the centre forward Pellicore. He wants Pellicore playing. Agyman's just got 3 goals in 3 games. And I'm like, but you got to play Agyman. No, he's a donkey. He's always sweating and he's tired. I'm like,
You're never going to get him.
and I'm like, yeah, but he's just scored 3 in 3 games. Like, we got to play. Okay, play him, and then when he gets tired after 20 minutes, bring him off. yeah, we do that. And then, so going through the team, you got to play Pellicore. And he's like, I spoke to Tardelli, who was, I don't know, the Ireland manager at the time who had him. He said he's brilliant. He's centre forward. He can score a goal with his dick. And I'm like, I've not seen too many. How many goals with a dick do you get in the season? Maybe one in the career. You could nudge one in.
Trapattoni. Italian manager.
Yeah, that was Trapattoni. So he was saying, no, not Tardelli, he was the other one. So Tardelli come down one time. So it's Trapattoni saying, yeah, he can score goals. Okay, we'll bring him on. So anyway, somehow we've managed to wingle it round to playing our Tommy Williams was playing at the time. So we managed to talk it round to playing the team that we want. Brilliant. So we're like, I'm nudging Steve under, we've got it, it'll be all right. And he's going, Gianni, tell Birch what we want him to do. So, and it's like, okay, yeah, we need to make more subs in the 90th minute to waste the time. Right, no problem. And if we win in, he's like, speaking in Italian to Gianni about the team, Empoli or whatever. Oh yeah, if we win in, because like in Italy, to waste time, you can go down holding your chest. I was like, hold a minute. What, you talk about a heart attack? You want me to fake a heart attack? He's like, no, chest pains go down. I was like,
I wanted you to do it.
Wanted me to do it. I was like, hold on. So the only time I'm going to manage my team live on Sky Sports with a couple of minutes to go to waste a bit of time, you want me to fake a heart attack? No, chest pains. And then, panic, and doctors come out, and then you can get there. Yeah. Let's see how that goes. I think, yeah, maybe. No, I'm thinking, I gave it thinking we're never going to be leading at West Brom. Fast forward to the game on the Monday night. Right, we're 2-0 up. So we're 2-0 up. And it couldn't have started better. They've got a goal kick. Radic Cherney, the keeper's gone to kick it. He's done his ankle on the goal kick. He's strapped up now, so he's in goal. I'm thinking, I managed it going a bit better than this. Anyway, we're 2-0 up, second half. So now, Pellicore, make sub, Cambio, change. We got to make some fucking changes here, Steve. Here we go, we're making changes. So anyway, Ali Falling comes on. He's not had a good time. So Ali Falling comes on, and Pellicore's on. So it's 2-1. 2-1, 95th minute. Right, Ali Falling gets the ball. Just run it in the corner. He's played Ali Falling in one-on-one. He played Pellicore in one-on-one. Run it in the corner. He's had a shot. Dean Cardi catches it, boots it, flick on. Simon Cox goal, 2-2. Final whistle. So we're like, gutted, but we've got a 2-2 result, top of the league. We're quite happy. So in the changing room, this is all on the 4-year plan, but it didn't get put in. So on the 4-year plan, it's like, unlucky lads, look, I know we're disappointed, but we got a point where they're taking that before the game, all that crap. Really, I'm thinking, you prick Pellicore, you fucking cost me there. So then the door goes open, and I think Gianni walks in, and he just starts going off at Italian at Pellicore. So he's going out, and he finishes it and goes, well done, and goes out. We're like, Ali, who spoke better English, what did he say? He said to Pellicore, I hope your house catches fire, and you're in it because you're too slow to run out the house and you'll burn alive. You'll never play for this club again. Go fuck you and your family. And walked out. I went, constructive criticism then.
Oh man, I'm in disbelief here.
But I didn't get a chance to have my. So I'm thinking after the game. He's going to blame me for not having a heart attack. He's going to blame me, not Pellicore. I'm thinking, I should have just had the heart attack. It would have been easier. But in the end, I'm thinking, they don't that's what I said to him at the time. They won't call the game off because you've had an heart attack. They just wheel me out and add the time on. So yeah, but we did make him sub in the 93rd minute. But
Pellicori's helped you out.
Pellicori having a shot has helped me right up because that would have been me sacked for not having a heart attack. He took the pressure right off me.
Was that on the TV documentary that him coming in?
No, because what you see on there is what Briatore allowed.
So he wouldn't
have
that
got
in.
final with it. Nah, but I don't.
But you can't.
And he went, and the camera was in there about him telling me to have an heart attack. That got chest pains, indigestion, chest pains.
Indigestion. Were you on the bench with the Aguerooooo moment?
Yeah, no, it was my job to take Joe Barton off the pitch, didn't I? Yeah, so I was on the most surreal day ever, really, because to be a part of that. To stay up. So I had the earpiece to our technical director who was at Stoke v Bolton.
Yep.
And so really, John Waters kept us up because he scored the 2. I think they got a draw, so we ended up staying up because of that.
Or
did they win 2-1? Yeah,
we're like the guy with a Bolton fan. I was watching that day.
Yeah, so that
fucking hell.
All we had to do was get a result that day.
Yeah, so
the demise of Bolton, by the way, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was that game, and then so. From going from winning to the Aguerooooo last minute. But it was so weird because the game finished literally 10 seconds before that goal. So if you look at us, we're celebrating on the bench with Jamie Mackey, Jay Buford, I think, come over. We're celebrating. And then as we're celebrating, it's just bang, goal, and never erupted. But to be fair, luckily, but I don't think the QPR fans would have got out there alive if Man City lost because it was turning nasty.
Yeah.
Was that?
Their fans were turning nasty towards the QPR fans and just getting out of the ground. And then it was just an unbelievable party afterwards. Still gutted for losing, but Joe Barton did start the Falkland War again on his own, didn't he? His elbowed Tevez, and then Bobby Zamaras gave it, Joey, take one down with you.
Did you give him some dark arts training?
No, I don't think. I think sometimes you get natural people. You get natural talents that you don't really need to enhance. And but Bobby gave it, Joey, take one down with you. So he's looked and. Out of all the players you can start on, is Sergio Aguerooooo. You're only going to touch him, he's going over, isn't he? So he's kicked him, wanting him to come back, so he gets sent off. But he gave it, he's gone down. And
take one down. I thought you meant take one down as in injury.
I'm thinking start on company, he'd start back at us. So then, so I got Joey, and then we walked down the tunnel. He's like, I ain't lost it. I went, sort of, not calmed it. Not really. And then, I quite liked it as well because Sammy Nasri was like cheering in the dressing room afterwards with us because he's best mates with Jibril Cissé. And so I was like, get the fuck out of here. Ain't your dressing room, go in your own dressing room.
Who said that?
Joe Barton.
Did he?
Yeah, but Joe, I was like, yeah, good, I like that.
So you know when it's kicking off on the pitch, is Warnock just gone?
No, it's Mark Hughes.
Oh, sorry.
So this is Mark Hughes.
Sorry.
So when it's kicking off on the pitch, I've gone there and got Joey and brought him down. But I could see what he was doing afterwards, where he knows. Yeah. But Tevez has hit him first, so he could have, nowadays, with the VAR.
You'd have gone down like a
all day long. Go down.
Tevez, 6-game ban.
They wouldn't have won the league. Bolton would have stayed up.
Retaliation don't work. So, but it was funny because Mark Hughes got a call after that game. Ferguson was retiring. That was going to be his 20th league title. He was retiring. That was it. They'd already planned it. But because he lost it last kick of the game at Man City, he had to stay on as another year. So, that would have been them.
Right.
Yeah. So
they did win it the next year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did win it next year and he retired.
Yeah.
But, that game was just...
I bet his wife was pissed off.
Yeah, another year. Or happy.
Whichever way, he might fucking have another year without him.
Cancel the cruise.
So that was that. And then...
What was Joey like with all the foreign... Not necessarily the foreigners, or just the lads who came in who were tossing it?
Toss of a coin with Joey, but he's... It was weird because it was cliques at the club. You had the English lads, you had the foreign lads, and there weren't much mingling. Like everything to create a bad atmosphere and team spirit. That's what we had, really. You had people on bigger money than other people in the team. You had, I know it ain't about money, but it is to a lot of players. You had such a big squad, so there's going to be people unhappy.
It must have been frustrating for you, for somebody who's internal.
Yeah, but they're only coming to
cares.
QPR because we're in the Premier League and we're paying big money. You ain't coming to QPR because you've always liked them.
Yeah.
Who's to blame for that? For the whole, for
But
the start
it's
of
to
that?
blame and not to blame because they've spent their own money. So you like when you can blame owners like at Bolton, or you can blame other clubs at other chairmen, where clubs at Coventry where they've gone, but they've done it they try to do it with the right intentions. They wanted to be a London club, put all the money and be in the Champions League or Europe, and it just didn't work. So
They just tried doing it too quickly.
yeah, it's just like I speak to other business people. See your business degrees and all what you've done at school. This is football. Like, screw them up and throw it out the window, because I suppose if you own a football club, every 9 people out of 10 that are talking to you want money out of you. I want to stitch you over. And I think that if you haven't got good people advising them at that time, a couple of times I gave advice to them and they didn't take it. It come back to bite them on the arse. I think that's why Tony always trusted my view, because it was always the best for the club. But other people, if you don't know about football and you own a football club, then you're only listening to the advice of the people that you're
Still
dealing
don't
with,
really know.
and it was just
It
just ridiculous.
They just, from the outside looking in, they just seem to go massive quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like when we went up with Stoke.
Yeah.
Tony Pulis got sensible
Oh
players.
no, definitely. Like, you look at Fulham done it. They done the QPR when they went up last time. They just spent 250 million, was it? And then didn't. It's hard to buy a team and just put them together and put them
Like
out.
Norwich this year, they've just thought,
Yeah.
hope for best.
Well, West Brom used to always do it, didn't they? As a yo-yo club, where they'd get a couple that either the players do really well and you sell them, or they do really well but you can still afford to keep them for next year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but QPR's a bit of a history like that. We're a bit of we say a spiv club, where we've always ducked and dived in the past. Our old chairman Jim Gregory back in the day was always normally QPR, if there's a way to fuck it up, we'll find a way. We will find a way to fuck it up. And even like if there's anything in football, if there's a bit of bad news, QPR will be involved somewhere. It'll be somewhere. Yeah, QPR's always normally been in the news for the wrong reasons.
What's your proudest moment with the QPR?
My debut, just actually looking at the like you used to get your buy them at football tournaments, didn't you, where you could be on the front of a programme and it's getting a QPR kit, and actually playing for QPR, like get given the training kit where I've been buying that for years as a kid, and actually getting it, and the tracksuit, and signing for QPR. But then it would be getting promoted with QPR at Sheffield Wednesday from the Heartache the year before. That'd be the best day of my life, because so much pressure, because we had 2 games left of the season. We had to win them both to go up, and then the club told me they couldn't afford to keep me if we didn't go up. So that was added pressure. And then we played Swindon, who were 4th in the league, at home, and we beat them 1-0. And that was looking back, one of my better games. I always done well in big games. Pressure, I loved it because I didn't get nerves. So there's that one, and then away at Sheffield. Looking back now, thinking about it, as a coach, you'd get a bit nervous. But as a player, I just thought, no, I know I'm comfortable in what I do. I know what I need to do. And then winning away at Sheffield Wednesday, if you couldn't win in a playoff, we won it at Sheffield Wednesday, where we had 8,000 QPR fans up there. It's been back to I think it was 4,000, 5,000 in the ground. So to win it there was brilliant. And then we celebrated for about a week afterwards as the lads. We all went, well, they booked an open top bus, but then we booked a flight to Ireland. We all went to Ireland, so that delayed.
That's a strange one.
Yeah.
Not Marbella or Vegas. Yeah?
No, because we was drinkers. So
Getting the old dub.
I think it was because of Kev and that lot. They're boring. He wants to go back there and just drink pints of Guinness. So no, we done the Ireland one.
The Beaver Cup must be up there.
The beefer. Well, the beefer. They got to bring it back. No, don't bring it back. We're holders. Still holders now. Yeah.
It's like, you said your main goal was your legacy at QPR, which you achieved. Yeah. And there's not many players now can say that.
Well, I think
played for the club and cared. There's not many that care about the club.
No, I don't know whether it was my back declining or leaving QPR. It just football didn't feel the same. So I don't know whether that was part. I know mentally I was I'm going to prove people wrong with my back, but I just think part of me just went.
I've done it all.
Well, I'd rather go, which I did. I'd rather go play in my brother's non-league team,
He's one for
and
you,
it's not
mate.
about money. So I'd rather than then drop down and play for other clubs. I'd rather go, and I did play for my brother's non-league team.
Yeah.
If they come in for you as manager, would you jump at the chance?
Yeah, I did interview for it in the last summer, for the last one, and of course it would. It's your club.
But bearing in mind your legacies, if you go and have a shocker, is that tarnished?
Yeah, a little bit, and I think
Would you dye your hair again for the sidelines?
I think we're going grey soon anyway, so I could just add the blue and the grey.
A blue,
Can you imagine?
Or-
suited up,
No,
white silk, bring back
I'll
the
make
blue
sure
and
we're in a grey away kit, so I wouldn't have to dye it after a few years.
Because it's got brought up a few times. Brian Gunn did it at Norwich.
Yeah,
He was obviously a legend as a player, and he got the manager's job, and it turned into a fucking
Yeah.
shit show.
Shearer.
Shearer at Newcastle, to
But
a
I
certain
think-
extent.
yeah. I think it does tarnish your legacy in the first 2-3 years afterwards, but then you go back.
Eventually
Yeah.
it'll
and
come
then
back
like,
right.
Shearer goes back, he's still a legend.
Remember
Yeah,
for
I
good
remember
times.
But no, there is part of that where I do think, a bit like when I signed for the club, my love for the club, if I sign for it and it don't go well,
And you get
might
booed.
be a bit yourself, like you think, yeah, I don't, but
Yeah, I'll be able to move on, but it's still that I went back to QPR and it
Yeah.
didn't really work out.
especially because I went back as an assistant and we done quite well and it ended quite well. And again, they offered me to stay on, which I didn't think it was right. I went in there with Ian Holloway, and I think you should leave with a manager if you go in with him. And I wanted it to finish on a good part as well. I didn't want to stay with a club where Steve McLaren come in and he's got his own team. I didn't think it was right to stay and be a part of that. So left on the own, good note with the owners, good note with the fans, good note with Les Ferdinand, director of football. So it would be a big, of course, if you get offered it, it would be a big decision to go back. But where it is at the minute, it's ended really well for me there. So yeah,
It's still open though, isn't it? It's still.
No, I can see myself going back there one day, but again, because it's not a job. I've been lucky, even as a player, and so my playing and coaching career. This is probably the first job that's going to be a job, because I ended up coaching QPR. I went back to Millwall, which has got a massive place in my heart, to coach them. So it never looked at it as a job, and that's why when I wanted to have 18 months off of football, because I'd never had a break from being a player to go straight into coaching. I never had a break, never took my kids on a summer holiday, never gone skiing, never done anything. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that, and I've done that, and now getting back into football.
Yeah.
So I've probably gone to something else.
I think
QPR game to the Prem or the Palmers game to the World Cup?
QPR to the Prem. Yeah, people ask about England. I'd rather take England win the World Cup. Yeah. I know people say for your club, but I can't understand. Like, England win the World Cup would be
Incredible,
like,
wouldn't it?
incredible. And like when people say they'd rather their team like win the Premier League, it's different if QPR win the Premier League. Like, it's more unbelievable than Palmers win the World Cup. But yeah, like you get some people that don't care about England, and I just find that so strange.
I think I know the answer to this one as well. But do you ever look back and regret not taking that chance in the Premier League, doubling your money at that time?
I regret not playing in the Premier League, but not the decision not to. Like, of course, you'd all love to have played in the Premier League, and I'd love to have, when I had the chance to do it, to see. But I don't think I could have played in the Premier League, but I weren't really a Premier League player. My athletic ability, I could run all day, but I don't think I was quick and powerful enough for the Premier League. But I could have played in there, and it could have been on your CV, and your kids could know you played in the Premier League. But as I said, my legacy at QPR was bigger than even playing in the Premier League. And it's a bit like when people say about, if Chelsea come in for you, would you sign for Chelsea? And I'd rather take half the money and sign for Arsenal. And that is 100%.
Yeah, but there's a difference between half your money at 100 grand to 50 as opposed to 10 to 5.
It's still half your money. And if it was like Chelsea 10 to 5, I couldn't sign for Chelsea, just being a QPR fan. Like, Matt Doherty's done it for Tottenham, isn't he? And he's an Arsenal fan, and like, how big an Arsenal fan are you? But if Arsenal want you, there's another club that want you. That's quite good. But like I always used to say with Chelsea, if Chelsea wanted you, you've probably got 3 or 4 other options to do it. And just being that hardcore QPR, my family being hardcore QPR, because Wisey done it, didn't he? So like Wisey's all his family at QPR, and they thought he was signing for Arsenal, and he ended up signing for Chelsea. And he's a massive QPR fan. All the Wise family's a QPR. But he was at QPR when he was younger and he got released. I still don't forgive him. He scored over a kick against QPR 90th minute too. I think that was 89. Was it 89 or 90? Yeah, he scored that. And he celebrated.
Did he half get away with it because he'd been released?
Yeah.
Right.
So he didn't choose to leave?
No, but he'd gone to Chelsea and we can forget about that, but he's still a QPR fan. I can't really
To be fair, mate, I think you're probably like one of the biggest football team fans we've ever had on.
Yeah,
you know I
never used to understand the lads that never supported the team. So when they used to moan about the fans, I give it. Well, how can you moan? You've never got up at 7. Like I used to get a bus, then get to the coach's bus to go watch QPR v Oldham away, and then we lose 2-0 on a February, and then you've got to get the coach back, and we've been absolutely shit, and you spent money to do it. Then of course you can boo. You can boo any player you want, and they give it they're a disgrace, they're meant to be with us. No. Unless you've been there, I've been there, done it. And then you can sympathise with any fan that gets annoyed and wants to boo a player. Like, I used to boo Steve Slater. I hated him. But because he interviewed come to QPR saying he's using it as a stepping stone to one of the big 4, and he didn't try a leg. So... But if you want to boo anything, like if they want to boo us and they're not happy, you've done that. And if you, as a player, if you've never done that, you can never understand the fans truly what they are.
Do you know I don't know if you've ever been somewhere where you've gotten the bird. Could you understand it? Did you take it and go, fair enough, you can, you can do that?
If we're not playing well.
But you personally, if you've getting dogged, like they might have overstepped the mark.
I know.
Could you?
Yeah, I used to get it at Millwall all the time. Like if you gave a pass away or something, but it was just they'd be cheering you the next one. Luckily, whatever club I've been at, I've not really got. Even Yeovil, I didn't really get abused. I did when I went back and played in Terry Skivington's testimonial about 6 months after I retired.
So you're looking forward to the new role?
Yeah.
Farmers.
Yeah, do you know what it is? They're more of a longer term project.
Yeah.
Where, as a football coach, you'll live in, what's the average lifespan now? Is it 12 months? I think it's down to. That's if you have a good time. So to go there on a 2-year contract and something to build, and it's something else to the CV. You're working with international teams, even though it's not a massive nation of football, but still you can.
Surely they must have loads of fast players.
Untold athletes, and women as well. The women's game there, they've not really gone into it, but the women's football there, because they're absolute athletes.
Well, so they must have sprinters coming out of their arse.
That's their main sport, track and field, like athletes. It's a bit like America, but even more, where they're either absolute athletes and fitness freaks, or they're big lumps.
Yeah.
Because the food that they eat there is...
It's a bit like up north, that.
Yeah. Shaky Wakey? I've had a night out in Shaky Wakey.
I bet we're all right, weren't it?
All I know, it was in fucking January and there weren't a coat about on anyone. I know that.
They're all messing about up there.
They don't fuck coats.
Wait, we nearly did.
They have to pay £1 to put it in the coat room, so they're like fucking on their coats.
Such a
Man, you nearly didn't happen, did it?
What's that?
What? Farmers.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about my time in maximum security?
Yeah. Look at Andy Dufresne over here.
You're half buzzing off it as well, I can
Done
see
a
it.
bit of bird, you know what I mean? No, do you know what? I can speak about it, but not... Yeah, I can. Yeah. So it all started, like, as I said, Barman's got in lockdown, went to stay with my mate in Tampa. I was only meant to be there 2 weeks, ended up 3 months because still in lockdown. I managed to get a flight home, went out, booked, we had a meal in a nice restaurant there, and then just paying the bill, 11 o'clock, geezer comes over, starts doing like a fake English accent, but then talking to my mate. And then from nowhere, he starts talking about he's a Marine, he's done 2 tours of Afghanistan, 1 of Iraq, blah, he can kill with his bare hands, and I'll fucking kill you. And I went, what, me, mate? And he went, yeah, I'll fucking kill you. And I go, I'll turn it in, I'm flying home tomorrow, I ain't seen the kids in 3 months. And he's like, I'll make sure you don't get to see them. And he just started choking me. So this is all on CCTV. So got him off, moved him away, someone get him out. And then as he's getting out, he's going, I'm gonna do you, I'm gonna wait for you outside, I'm gonna kill you.
This is all unprovoked.
I've never met the geezer, ever.
Is it
So I don't know if he's got
PTSD.
if he's got PTSD, I don't know. So, like my my mate's girlfriend was a bit shaken up about it, and I said, look, let's wait. We couldn't even get a taxi because we only lived like a 5-minute walk away. Let's wait here and then it'll go. So as we walked outside, he's come up and said he was going to do this and that and going to kill me and stab me, and then made a move for me, and then just one punch, I immobilised him, we can say that. So
you caught him with one first?
That was it, one, bang. And then, so he's then landed in the bush there, and then we just went home. And then police come in like a SWAT team, handcuffed us all, got statements of us, could tell we was telling the truth, because they've just watched the CCTV of me hitting him. But if you got the CCTV of it all, you can tell. But like the police are different there, so we're saying like go back to the restaurant, speak to everyone. Oh, that's a different crime scene. Well, it's not. It's just like outside. Anyway, so someone said
like one of the American dramas where all the cars come and skid outside.
I think because he got it come radio through, he had a number of lacerations on the face, and they're thinking it was through a glass, and they're saying like, did you hit him with a glass? And so anyway, I didn't hit him with a glass, but they've said he's got a number of lacerations, hit with a glass, you've got to take him in. So I get taken in, but they're telling me like, oh, like you'll get away with it, be self-defense, blah, blah, blah. So it didn't end up that way. So the lacerations on the face were where he's landed in the bush, he's just got scratches. But they're hearing lacerations, they think deep cuts.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go to the local police station thinking I'm going to get out in a minute. Well, then the county police come. Then I'm now going to county. I don't know nothing about it, so I'm in county jail. They're saying I'm getting away with it. Now I'm getting charged with ABH, GBH, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, attack with a deadly weapon, looking to maim with a deadly weapon. So I'm like, what? And then put me in a holding cell with 6 blokes. One of them's pissed himself, the other one's shaking in the corner. At best, he's got COVID, at best. So I'm thinking, oh, shit. Right, and it's now like 4 a.m, so I rest my head against the wall. I swear to God, they must wait for you to go asleep. They call you about to come out, photo, fingerprints. Remember, it's a digital camera. They can take loads of pictures. They're like, oh, we like, open your eyes. We can't see your eyes to fit the description. Open my eyes. So that's where you get the mugshot, where when I come out, I looked at it and thought, this crackhead's guilty straight away. Like, don't need to read anything else, guilty. Definitely. And you could probably frame him for about 8 other things.
Is that why Tiger Woods looks so bad?
Yeah. Well, I got up at 6 a.m, so it's literally 22 hours. I ain't had no sleep, just got to sleep. I've got one lazy eye, I've been leaning against the wall. Yeah, it's there. But I know I've got that picture for the next 10 birthdays and Christmas cards and T-shirts, because my brother's printed loads up. He just can't wait. I think I've even got wrapping paper with it on. But so then, all I can hear is I'm getting away with it. They just kept telling me, you got caught in the morning, you'll get away with it. So I'm like, but I'm flying home that night. So they take everything off me, then they go through, and this was a bit worrying. So you go through, and then you have your medical, so like alcohol test, drugs test, you get all that done. And then...
I did a few drinks, like...
No, I was borderline I could drive.
Yeah.
So... then you got to speak to the welfare officer in the corner, like the nurse. So you sit down there, and then she's just taking through the county jail rape protocol. I was like, you what? Yeah, county jail rape protocol. We don't tolerate any type of raping, which is good.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, so, and all I can hear is rape this, rape that, and I'm like, is this a wind up? And then last question is, are you worried about getting raped in custody? I was like, well, I weren't before you fucking had a protocol for it. It's happened more than once or twice there, isn't it? I went, how many people get raped in here? And she went, well, we can't tell you that. It's private, confidential. I went, oh, that's handy. And then she goes away laughing, chuckling to herself. So then they take me through to the other holding area, and there's like 5 other prisoners. And they come and get them, put handcuffs on them, take them away. And I'm sitting there on my own. And I said to the guard, look, mate, where am I going? And he just gives it, well... It's like they've come to collect Hannibal Lecter, the amount of cuffs and chains. So they come get me, put it's called the belt, so I get the belt on me, I'm handcuffed to the belt.
You in your normal clothes at this point?
No, but
are you in the
of course you're in, it's for the picture. You've got to be in the orange jumpsuit. They got to make you look as guilty as possible. They ain't going to put you in a tuxedo, are they? Yeah, you're jumpsuited up. So now I've got the belt, I'm handcuffed, I'm shuffling like I'm on death row. They put me in an armoured vehicle, take me round. Where am I going? I'm in maximum security. So
Edouard Delacroix.
yeah. So I'm in maximum security. Like, they give you a mattress, there's like a couple of sheets, there's your toothpaste, which they give you toothpaste and some shampoo, and I don't shower gel. Trust me, I'm not going to be needing that after the rape protocol. I'm staying dirty. So then I'm in cell 2, and you get in there, and it's 12 by 12, 3 double bunk beds and a toilet. So all they kept saying, like, you're in court in the morning. So I don't know what time it is. It's about 6. So I thought, right, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I laid down, rolled all my stuff up, put my sheet on me, closed my eyes, and then, must have been a minute, I get, yo. Well, I turn around. This geezer, have you seen Horrible Bosses? Where Jamie Foxx, motherfucker Jones, he's a big black geezer, skinhead, tattoos, pointy beard. So he's either a gangster or a black pirate. I don't know which one it is. So I'm bordering on gangster at the minute as I'm in maximum security, because I don't think there's too many pirates in there. So I'm giving it, here we go. He's like, yo, give me your sheet. I went, oh, mate, leave me alone. I've had a bad night. And he's like, yo, give me a sheet, last chance. And I'm thinking, God. I went, mate, I'm cold, leave me alone. Give me, like, last chance, bitch, give me a sheet. I was like, okay. And then I'm thinking, going from my head, I'm in court in a few hours saying I'm not guilty of all this violent offenders. I think I might have to have a fight. And then I was like, nah. And then when I gave him the sheet, I thought, nah, I'm not having this. So then we start, like, fighting and wrestling. So now the prisoners are going mental because it's 6 in the morning, they get no entertainment in there. Oh yeah, imagine the one in the playground, fight, times it by about 200. They are going mental. Guards come in, separate us, boot us, like separating me, and then he gets up and he's giving, white boy, I'm gonna fuck you up, that's my cell, I'm gonna fuck you up, as they're dragging him away, putting him in another cell. I lay on my bunk and give it, probably could have gone better, that Mark. Got to be honest. 2 minutes in maximum security, and made a new friend, Mitch the pirate. And I'm, but I was that tired. I managed to go to sleep, and I get woken up by the doors opening out for breakfast. I'm out there, so I'm looking for my mate. Where is he? He's coming at me. So then I must tense up a little bit, thinking it's going down. I'm seeing if there's there. I've seen all the prison documentaries. I'm looking for stuff in his hand. Anyway, he comes over and goes, yeah, bro, just chill. I was like, what? He said, like, I tried it. If you give me a sheet, you give me a dinner, you give me a lunch. I was like, oh yeah, brilliant. And then it goes, like, Bircham in court. And I'm thinking, sweet, I'm getting out of this shithole. So then get my stuff, and then they take me down to court, all handcuffed, but they take you from cell to cell, so it's taking ages. Took about an hour and a half of getting caught. I'm thinking, right, I'm getting out. Self-defence, they must have surely seen everything. The judge goes, reads, so I'm up for all them charges, aggravated battery, blah, 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 blah. If found guilty, Mr. Bircham looking at 15 years of maximum security, bail set at 10 grand. Oh, what? I'm innocent. That's self-defence. Don't talk about the case in here. This is the sentencing. Ain't you meant to do that afterwards? And they're like, no, that's the bail set, take him away. So then, now I'm baffled. I don't know what is going on.
Have you not spoke to like a solicitor or?
We can't. You're allowed one free call, but it's only local, and then you can do collect call in the country, but only if you know their number. So I only know my dad and brother's number, and that's in England. You can only use that if you know your credit card number to put in. So I can't really speak to anyone. So now I'm back up there. So my mate Mitch is there. my mate Mitch, the pirate. He's up there.
Captain Jack Sparrow's in there.
Captain Mitch is up there.
He's right. Is he all right with you now?
He's all right with me now.
Yeah.
So
it was a test.
Well, by all accounts.
Yeah.
And I passed. And then, so now he's telling me, I've got a 10 grand bail. And what's helped me out? So then lockdown. So hold on a minute, we're locked down. Right. So now we're in lockdown again. Telephones are there, and you've got glass, and that's where the guards are. I'm like, so he's telling me about bail. You've got to ring bail bonds to get you out. If it's 10 grand, like, you give them a deposit of 1,500, and they do the rest of it. Okay. I've got to ring them. when are we next out so I can use the phone? They went, oh, about 10 o'clock at night. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I went, what are you talking about? I've got to use the phone. No, we're serious dangerous felons. Like, we're not allowed out with the other population. We're next out at 10 o'clock at night. Okay, I've got to get out of here. I can't wait at 10. And they went, oh, well, we get our food at like 5 or 6. So then you can maybe speak to the guards then. So I'm like, oh, fuck's sake, what's happening here? And then 5 or 6 get out. I'm talking to the guards, and they said, oh no, all charges been dropped. You're getting out. Brilliant. Go in there. All charges been dropped. So an hour goes, 2 hours goes. Turns out I think they were just fucking with you, the guards, not getting out. So you're sitting there, and then I'm giving it up. Anyway, what helped me out was that the Daily Mirror reported an outrageous story that I attacked a pregnant woman with a deadly weapon in the early hours of a Sunday morning, and I was looking at 15 years in prison. So I was meant to be flying back, but then my family have seen, they couldn't get hold of me because they thought I was on the plane, but then my family have seen that, but it printed the name of the jail that I was in. And the way that the press write it, the way that your brain selects what it reads, because it's a sensationalised story, you won't see allegedly, or you just see he's done this. Looking up to 15 years in prison, you just read 15 years in prison. So everyone's just here has read that I've attacked a pregnant woman, and they was allowed to put pregnant woman because aggravated battery in America, you could attack a pregnant woman to get aggravated battery.
So just pick the
so they've just done that. So like, outrageous that they've printed it, but that's the only reason my family knew that I was in that prison. Yeah. So
Mark done you a favour in a way.
It did, yeah. My brother posted bail because you're not allowed to post it yourself for some reason, and then. Yeah, so that was that. But then what helped me out as well, when they sort of, you get a rap sheet of what you're in there for. So it's made me look a bit of a nutcase. Like, I'm up for all this stuff. And my bout's 10 grand. So now the other inmates are like, oh, he's a little bit tasty. And I've been stabbed a couple of times as well before. And so I've got some scars on me. So they're like, oh, yeah.
Bircham, mate.
Yeah, it's...
You've been stabbed a couple of times before?
Yeah, like, long time ago. But so I've got some. So I've got like couple. Yeah. So.
Tries to get to you. It's no go.
Yeah, no. So that's what. To be fair, when Tag and Andy I can buy, I want to kill you. It's like, well, it's not too bad. I'll take that. But. Yeah. So because I've got a few scars on me, they're like, oh yeah, like how long you done in prison back in England? Yeah, I've done about 12 years all in all. And then I go to my mate Mitch, the pirate. I went, what are you in here for? And he's like, oh yeah, they're outrageous, they're racist, and they've said that I was threatening to the police, and I'm going to get off. I was like, can I have a little look at it? Like, what are you in there for? What he was in there for? So he's battered. He's had a fight with his wife and the aunt. He's come out the house. He's holding 2 12-inch meat cleavers out wide, giving it, it's a suicide day, bitches. Motherfuckers are going to die. They tased him, he cut it off, and he still said, like, it's a suicide day, bitches. Motherfuckers are going to die. So I'm reading it, and I'm like, so Mitch, did you do that? Oh, yeah. So I went, this is absolute fruitcake. Get away with this. So I'm like, what are you going to get away with? He said it's threatening behaviour. I went, in my head, the 2 12-inch meat cleavers, a little bit threatening. And he's like, no, how can it be threatening? I said it when I was walking backwards. I was like, you're definitely getting off with that, mate. We might as well celebrate now. Crack open the toilet water. Let's go. So we was in there. It was like a hidden camera show, because in my cell, the 2 Latinos, one was called, didn't speak English, got a couple of teardrops on him, so it means he's killed a few people, by all accounts. Mitch, he was crying, that's how many sitters he had. and so, his name was Javier Hernandez. The bloke, he didn't speak English, but Javier Hernandez. So I went, oh, Chicharito. Si, Chicharito. So now I've got this crazy Mexican. Now he's got a mate who knows Chicharito, his name. So I'll just be sitting on my bunk, and you've got nothing to do. Every minute seems like an hour, because there is absolutely nothing to do. And I'll just make a bit of eye contact with Javier, and he goes, si, Chicharito. Oh, God, stop looking at me, you absolute mentalist. The other one in there, Jorge, he was up for human trafficking. I don't know how he's got on. I'll have to look him up on Facebook to see how his trial went. We got Big Clive, big black bloke. He must have been pushing 18 stone. Slept the whole time. Like the whole time, got up to have his meal and have a massive pony in front of us on the toilet, and a massive shit, and it's at so you all got his 3 bunk beds and a toilet, and like I'm lying there and he's curling one out right there, and I'm giving it. I don't think it can get worse now. I'm at the bottom. I'm a positive guy. The only way is up, because Clive is stinking, absolutely stinking, and I'm just. So that, and then the other white geezer that was me, he looked like the caretaker out of Mean Machine again, like old geezer, like ball battered a ponytail, and he's been in prison all his life. He's like 65, and he looked 80. He was like, so I'm thinking, like, just give me something. So anyway, we're in our cell, and there's a TV on the window. It's a bit further than that. It's like if I put my iPhone up there, that's how big it is. But they get 1 film a day. So 1 film a day, and they're all waiting for it. It's like a big deal. So I'm like, okay, let's have a little butcher, see what's on. Can't have sex, violence, or drugs in there. So the film they put on is Harry Potter. Number 1. Right? So my first thought is disappointed, because I've seen it a number of times with the kids, right? So I'm like, oh, that's killed it. Then I get, yo, London, it's your boy Harry. It's your boy Harry. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's in England. Yeah. Harry's a bitch. I'm gonna fuck Harry up. What, mate? Yeah, I'm going to fuck you and your boy Harry. 1, mate, he's not my mate. And 2, Harry Potter ain't real. So, like, go wild on him. So, go wild on him. If Daniel Radcliffe ever turns up there, he's banging trouble. What they were going to do to Daniel Radcliffe. So, yeah. So, I just thought, that could only be my luck. That could only be my luck. But luckily...
So, can they just, like, phone the court up, your brother phone the court up and pay the bail?
He had to phone, I don't know, do you know what, I think he phoned up the prison who gave him bail bond numbers, and then they arrange it that way, and I got out.
And then you're out immediately.
So is that Dog then? Dog the bounty hunter, is he one of them?
Yeah, he's Dog around. But I didn't know it was in the press. So I didn't know it was in the press. So like when I get out, because you want to phone numbers, and I could pay it. I wanted to pay the bail myself, but you can only pay it in cash. So bail bonds, it was like $1,500 to pay it, but you can only pay it in cash, and that's the cash that you come in with. And I'm like, if I get arrested, I've got £1,500 in cash. I deserve to be arrested, because who does that anymore? So it was all strange, but I got out. So then, if you want your phone back to call, get a number to call, it takes a week to get. So. You're there, and it's the whole system. There's people in there, their bail is only £350, but they can't afford it, so they stay in there to their court date. So like in my head, I'm thinking, how can I get out? But luckily, like my family come through, and the Daily Mirror, how bad it was, but it helped me out. I come out and my phone just blows up. So now I'm thinking, something's happened there. It must have got in the press. So messages are for everyone. But you know when you get loads of messages, the only message that showed on my screen was from my ex-wife. And I'm thinking, So the first message was, how am I going to get my monthly money if you're banged up for 15 years, you idiot? Nice, that's nice. Brilliant. I don't care what they say, I know you're guilty. Right, lovely. So I text back, thanks for your love and support. Always thinking of you. Love, Mark. And I just thought, just give me a break. I've had a bad day. I've had a bad time. I really have.
I don't know about you, but I was just sat with my mouth open there.
Yeah, I watch a lot of American crime stuff and that.
You can't make it up. Imagine if I was in there longer, but that was like in 30 odd hours of prison, and then I come out, and then they got all the CCTV and let me fly on 2 days later.
So just quash that?
Well, because, been thrown out.
But do you still lose your bail?
Yeah, you lose your bail money, yeah.
Right.
And because it got in the press, I had to squash it early, so I had to get a solicitor, overall, it's cost me over 15 grand.
Yeah, but were you worried about the job?
Oh, I thought it was about my bum, yeah. I was a little bit worried about my bum.
Fuck the Bahamas job, mate.
Fuck the job.
I don't want no fucking good up there.
But when you come out, were you thinking...
Yeah, but of course, because...
Cock all that up,
if you look at if it was reported and you just read it, it wouldn't be bad. But they've got the guilty-looking mugshot with it, where
well,
it
that
don't
says
matter
it all.
what's being said there.
The
You're
thing
looking
is,
at it
mate,
thinking guilty.
And
The problem is...
they put that in the press. Who put it? Did you say the Daily Mirror?
Yeah, the Mirror got in. I think it was they have younger reporters working on the internet, and I don't know if it's an algorithm that
Have
shows
they put
up.
anything out since to say?
No, I've done an interview with it and all that, but I just can't. You got to go to court if you're going to sue them, and technically they can get around it because they put allegedly.
Yeah.
They did, and I did get.
The things.
I think it's different. You don't even get charged. You get sort of arrested before you get charged with it. Like in England, you would get taken down to a police station. They would investigate. You got 12 hours to charge someone. So then it'd all be cleared up. But yeah, it's a life experience. It goes in the book if I ever want to know.
The thing is, though, as soon as you put Marc Bircham in the internet, that's probably the first thing that comes up, innit?
How did the pirate go? You get out?
I don't know, my mate Mitch. I gave him my sheets and all that when I got out. So they could make a curtain for Big Clive.
Yeah.
So Clive ain't curling one in nostril level. So they did. So he's asked it. So.
I've been paying bailing doubloons though, innit?
That's madness, that.
But it's just like, just straight some bloke you've never met does all that.
I reckon that story's worth 15 grand, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well,
Worth the bail.
it's worth
You know,
it.
in England, then, if you get done, if you post bail in England, you get it back if you turn up.
I don't know if you can post. You can. I don't know with England. I think if you get bail, can you put property against it? And it's if you don't turn up to court.
But if you do, you get it back. But,
yeah, you can get back.
Right.
But there.
but it was just because you wanted it doing ASAP, really.
Yeah, you don't want dog on your ass either next
No,
time.
exactly,
Next time you're in Tampa.
Exactly. So.
Make sure you pay it off.
But and again, I look back at it, and I would have done the same again if you was in that situation, which we probably all would, because when someone's threatening your life, you've got to do something. It's only like stuff's happened to me before when I've not reacted first and then I react afterwards, but you still get left with something else, don't you? So
Does sound like he was unstable.
If only they'd not fell in a bush.
I know, yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly, yeah, no. So yeah, that's.
I know it's cost you 15 grand, but it's
It's a great story.
It's up there in my top 3 stories I've ever done this, mate. Comfortably, easy.
Yeah. And do you know what it was? I laugh at it now because it was me and I knew I was totally innocent. But with my family, it was bad because they've had to read it and they don't care. You still got that 1%. What could have happened? They thought I've got a bird pregnant and we've had a fight. And they're just thinking everything. So, and then my kids have read it. So my kids are, my boy's 17, I've got girls 13 and 10. So they've read that their dad's going to do 15 years in prison, which it took a couple of days for me to get out and speak to them. So for that time, they're just thinking their dad's going away in prison. So it really affected, like my mum and dad, we're all, like my family are really close. It really affected them. So when I come back, I was thinking, do I really want to leave them again now? But because I've been back such a long time and it's all calmed down, then it's like back to normal now. It's
still recent, isn't it? Was it 5 months?
It was, I think it was like May 26th, 27th it happened. So
fresh out the clink.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a decent story.
It's fucking makes sensational. It's sensational.
Yeah.
Well, lads.
Yeah.
We're going to end on that.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
I think we might even end the podcast full stop on that. We're done.
Oh, well, cheers, mate.
Mate, thank you very much for
pleasure.
coming on.
Brilliant. All the best with everything in the Bahamas. And
Doing a great job with it, the podcast. It's getting around the community.
I'm having a look at my grandma and granddad's
Get out there, mate.
Heritage.
I'll have a game for Bahamas, no bother. No problem at all. I'll have to play it nets.
By the way, don't shoot the messenger here, but Tony said it. Ask him about his signature on his chest.
Is that bonus? Yeah. Well, it goes back to all my tattoos. So like I've got quite big. But when I first had one, I got phobia about needles. So again, not great to have tattoos. But my brother got one, and he got a QPR one. So then I thought, I can't get a QPR one. I was going to get some sort of shark on my chest, and then he ended up doing 2 lines. And I'm like, oh no, fuck that, I can't have this. And he's like, you can't walk out here with just them 2 lines. So he's like, well, what do you mean? He went, have you got, like, I can do a Chinese symbol. I'm like, nah, everyone's got them. And he's like, then I can do, do you want someone's name on you? I went, no. And they went, oh, go on then, what about your name? And I was like, oh, go on then, do my name. So when you write your name down, you do it as a signature, do you? Don't do it like my name. So I wrote it down, he put it on me, and he went, done, out you go. So I'm thinking, so I had that on me for ages because I wouldn't go back. Then I went back and I went to get a shark on my arm. I've done a bit of an outline. I'm nearly past now. Go on, I'm not having that. And then, but then I got the lion tattoo when they say about the mule tattoo because my boy was like really ill at the time, and so I got the tattoo lion for him. That was his favourite animal. My wife at the time got an angel because it was like touch and go with. But I scored the next game and then I got the lion out, so it turned out like it's the mill lion then. So I never spoke about the story at the time, and then so that I managed to cover all them up, so that's all right. But then when I played Millwall the first game, I swear to God, after 10 minutes in the game, they sang the song, he's got a lion on his arm, he's got a lion on his arm, he's got a lion on his arm, and he's got bird shit on his head. And they sung it, after the first 10 minutes, they sung it all the way through half time, all the way to full time. And then I was trying to say, lads, that's half them being nice. Like, so even after the game we drew, I know I clapped them and all that. And I said in the press, yeah, it was nice. I really appreciated it. Well, on the return fixture, what they called me. I got absolutely finished. They wanted my kids to die of cancer. They wanted this and that. And then it's like straight after the game, oh yeah, clap, yeah. But that's just the way it is, like strange. So yeah, that was that tattoo. But I did have my signature on my chest for a while, and then that one before I covered it all up. So yeah, I don't even like tattoos. Just following my brother. Why the bother? I'd rather be clean.
It's bad that you've had a tattoo, obviously, in tribute to your son. Yeah. But then it all gets twisted because it's a lion. And then the next minute, you've had a Millwall tattoo and you're a fucking Judas. Yeah. And you just get loads of
it helped me out in tampering Nick, so I was all right. I was tattooed up.
You looked the part.
I looked all right.
Especially I was going to get with Pirate Pete.
I was trying to get a pen to do a couple of teardrops, so I think, don't mess with him.
It's all worked out for best.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, mate, fantastic.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for the best of everything.
I need a piss now.
Oh.